My name is Hassania Imatula.
How are you, Nima? Tell us what happened on Friday. Because
Um,
people were like, "Where is Nima?" I said, "Look at when I'm not around, I don't see anybody asking of me." But all of a sudden, Nima has endeared herself to the members of the Daily News Review family, and nobody is checking for me. The amount of times I heard, "Where is Nima?" Ha.
Nima is a sweetheart. Thank you, Daily News Review family. I love you all. Like, for me, it's not easy to be loved.
I agree.
Okay. I went for the What C program on Friday. We're talking about maternal deaths caused by postpartum hemorrhage, how women shouldn't die while giving birth, and there's this injection, tranexamic acid. I've forgotten the exact pronunciation that are available only in government hospitals. So yeah, that was what the program was about. It was educative and fun.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. The people really, really missed you on Friday. I had to every 2 minutes. Where is Nima? Money go buy you. But yeah, like we said, we are covering or we're in partnership with Word C, where there is education awareness, basically of mortality rate and then women dying while giving birth. So the goal is to properly educate all stakeholders, policymakers, who else again? Hospitals, even women as well who don't know that this is it. You say, "Oh, I saw Oyuni." No, you don't. Like, there's no. Of course, we know that getting pregnant and giving birth is a life or death situation, or can be likened to a death or death situation. But no woman should die while giving birth. So this is for policymakers. This is for hospitals. This is for nurses and doctors. This is for family members as well. This is for community leaders, community members, that let's not all chalk it up to, oh, complication, no. If we can do everything possible to avoid it, then let us do it. That's basically the messaging from Word C. And we still have a bit of August, September, October, November, about 4 months to go for the Word C town hall event. Okay, let's get into the headlines for this morning. Nima, over to you.
From the Punch newspaper, Obasanjo's ruling Obi Kwankwaso ticket sparks row. Troops free 48 abducted villagers in Zamfara raid.
Hmm.
Moving on to the Guardian newspaper.
Yes. We have
Voter,
voter. Okay, carry on, carry on.
voter registration closes amid concerns over access, election credibility.
Hmm.
NDLEA arrests suspected cocaine kingpin. Intercepts drugs worth 9.3 billion naira.
Along. In
Colon
the,
Shan, let me
yeah,
tell
in
you.
this newspaper, we have Oyagbala 635% female representation in leadership, workplace reforms as Whisker Stream 16 mentees graduate. Federal government vows to sustain investment in youth development, expansion of economic opportunities. Go
Mo-
ahead.
Moving on to the Daily Trust newspaper. Edo government reaffirms commitment to digital education. Kogi police suspends 7 lecturers over sexual harassment, illegal handout sales. They should do this in every school. See these handouts. Um,
That's what that's what a lot of people depend on, no, because you're like and the handouts thing, like this headline says, has been linked to so many things besides sexual harassment. There is financial harassment as well, having to pay an arm, a leg, and a kidney to get this handout. And the handout is where you get the handout and then you pass. Some lecturers don't even mark the what you call it, the exam scripts. They are checking for who paid, isn't it, for the handout. I think, was it Illinois? I don't recall what university it was, that it was discovered that the lecturer was siphoning students of money. I
For me,
think
I bought a 200. Nobody should tell me 200 is small because that money paid me. A 200 naira handout that had nothing to do with my course material. I could have used that 200 to buy a bottle
did
of
you,
water.
did you pass this course, or did you pass the course?
Well, I passed all my courses. So I
Yeah,
can't say if it
that's a
helped.
well, the lecturers will tell you it helped because, and that's another menace that we're trying to curb. Lecturers taking advantage of students. The education sector needs a huge reform, a major reform. I don't know when that would happen. I don't know if it would ever happen, but it needs such a huge reform because it's getting out of hand at this point.
Yes.
It is. Okay, moving on to Vanguard. Obi Konkoso's tickets, best chance of winning, Babatir Lawal says. I'm keeping my mouth shut on that one because I want Emmanuel to say something when he joins us. 2027, Ogun Group calls for issue-based campaigns. Yeah, moving on to the Premium Times.
2026.
Mhm.
Uzodinma Akpabio Abbas orders to lead APC campaign council. Xenophobia, another Nigerian killed in South Africa.
Okay, moving on to the xenophobic. When I saw how this morning, I was like, oh God, please. Yeah. They've called on countries have called on the AU, called on the UN, and still nothing is being done. In the Nation newspaper, Rivers Council ADC leaders back Wike's Rainbow Coalition. Youths endorse President Tinubu, Oberoi, and other APC candidates. I'm so confused. I'm the last time I checked, I'm a young person. Which one of us?
You are not young.
I'm young.
You
Please
are not.
let's never get into it. I
Let's
am young.
disagree to disagree.
Okay. Because I'm wondering how did this happen? Anyway, okay. Yeah, moving on to the cable newspaper.
Peter Obi to Tinubu. You are tired. Retire and go home.
I read that headline in Yoruba. If you read it,
Yoruba just has a way of making things funny.
if you read it in Yoruba, you would see that this thing doesn't really sound nice.
Subhanallah.
Okay.
Anyhow,
Oh my carry on.
bandits abduct Kebbi High Court judge from residence. I saw this thing yesterday, and I was like, "What? What?" Mm.
Ashama, like, and that's the thing, when prices of goods and services will started increasing,
Mhm.
elites, the middle. Okay, we don't have a middle class anymore. Let's just for we are the middle class and the upper class. Nobody was saying anything. It was the lower class, low income earners, villagers, those in the rural areas, market women, market men, grassroots that were complaining about it. Then the money started increasing. It started increasing. Next thing we started hearing the middle class and the upper class complaining about it. And now everybody's like, kilo shell, things are expensive. When the insecurity started as well, it started in the north. Nobody was, will shout, but there was no actual like, oh my God, this is what is going on about it until they started abducting influential people. The
Do you
retired
know that?
general.
Do you know that this abduction in the West, I
Yeah.
mean the South, didn't just start recently?
Oh no, yeah, for sure. I'm saying that why I'm giving the example is that the what's it called? Nobody was saying anything when it was just grassroots people that were being abducted, when it was little children in the north, when it was helpers that were being abducted. But now that it is, for instance, a high court judge, we're hearing. When it was the retired military officer, we heard about it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
When it
yes.
concerns low income earners, illiterates, and I said I really carefully, nobody is really checking for them. We will continue to talk about it, but the powers that be don't. So watch how this will unfold, is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. In the Daily Post, we have bandits abduct Kebbi High Court judge. Next up, we have troops arrest soldier declared wanted for supplying military uniforms to terrorists.
And moving on to the Tribune newspaper, Tinubu's latest power idea is my 21-year-old blueprint. Article says AAUA students give Ondo government ultimatum over ASU strike.
And lastly, today we have pen pushing newspaper. Gun down anyone with illegal firearms. Inspector General of Police orders police. How the question is, how would you know there's illegal firearm? Are they going to ask? So, for instance, if I was holding a firearm now, are they going to, and I have a license for it? How would, like, shouldn't there be a question to be asked? Oh, can you show us your documentation to say that you are supposed to carry these firearms? 'Cause when you say gun down anyone, I'm having difficulty understanding that statement. But lastly, today we have barrow pusher dies in wheelbarrow during nap. Ah, oh my, that is that is sad. Okay, those are the headlines this morning from the national dailies. You want to do well to just stick around with us as we get into it. We are live on YouTube at WFM 917, and you can listen to us on the go via our website, www.pfm917.com. Also, the phone lines will be open shortly. In the meantime, you can send your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, and your voice notes to 0703 1756 537 or 08155 917 917. Once again, this is the Daily News Review on Women Radio 91.7 FM. My name is Fumi Bangala, and with us here as well is Nimatullah Hassan. Before we go ahead, we have our analyst who has joined us this morning. Good morning, Emmanuel. How are ya?
Hi, Fumi, good morning, and Nimat, good morning, and I trust it's a beautiful Monday for you ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Besides me sniffing this morning, it's good.
Oh,
We're in the home run last week in
of
was
July,
it
yeah,
July. How you feeling
yeah,
about that?
yeah. The year is moving quite fast at this stage. I
Yeah.
think I remember when we started the year, and here we are again, 7 months gone, so it's moving fast. And I think we should just keep our feet on ground. And one thing is, you are getting older also fast. You said the year is moving fast. You are getting quite older fast, so I think we
Yes,
should just go down
so
and look at it. So I think this is the world we're running, Sha, and it's going to be good.
yeah, like as time is going, remember that life is going as well at the same time. When I was younger, my dad used to say this all the time to me. In fact, when I was maybe 18, my dad used to always tease me to say, whoa, whoa, 40 loan lo ben. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm still 18. What do you mean? We've reached it. So time doesn't wait for anybody.
Yeah,
Literally, it
time
doesn't
waits for no
at
man.
all. How
Yeah.
was your weekend, Ibano?
Oh,
Besides,
it was a restful one. Actually, it was a restful one on
wow.
weekend. Yeah, so there was
Yeah.
nothing really spectacular. Just stay away from the noise and be yourself. Do yourself. Stay away from all the noise and block it out and have a restful time.
You are privileged because you don't have a wife and children yet. If you did, you will not be saying the same thing. Because why are you looking at me like that? Because the plan for me was to rest on Saturday. I got up by, why did I wake up by 7? My daughter woke me up by 7. And
Mm.
then I said, okay, I'll rest. So I went out, came back. I said I was going to, in fact, I slept up in the sitting room. I had my brother's family with me, and they were like, oh, go in and sleep since I was feeling sleepy. I went into the room at 4 o'clock. This time around, it was my husband that woke me. I'm going to say this on air. I'm not happy with that man because he woke me up to do something, and he knows that once you wake me up, I won't be able to go back to bed. So, Emmanuel, call your guy, tell him he did not do well, and that's why I'm still beefing him. Since
What?
yesterday
What?
too, after church, I wanted to take an afternoon nap. I took the nap, and he knows when you're sleeping, shut the door so the kids cannot come to disturb. Except that tiny one. That tiny one came and jumped on my head and said, "Mommy, are you sleeping?" No. What do you mean?
Children, see, children are the heritage of the Lord, and children are reward from
Wow.
God above. Yeah,
Wow.
so you should
For
know
me,
that
for
you
me,
are
when
having a
Emmanuel
reward.
has his own, we would ask him this question.
You,
Let's
you,
ask
should,
him what he
you
will
should
say.
know. No, children are just the heritage of the Lord, and children are rewards
I
from God above.
Said a man
So
who doesn't have children yet. Yeah. Yeah.
when your house is filled with them, there is joy,
Mhm.
and that's what you're experiencing.
Wow. I sleep deprived mom, but it's okay. It's all right. Okay, let's get into why we are here this morning. Even my first question is some people think that before we get into it, that Obasanjo is behind the Obi Kwankwaso ticket and that it is a ruse because he's actually supporting Tinubu, is trying to secure his re-election. What say you?
It has not been a hidden fact that Obasanjo has been behind Peter Obi before, right before 2023 election.
Mhm.
Obasanjo has been one of those pushing Peter Obi.
Yeah, but
And
people think that
don't
he's
forget that Akin Oshuntokun, who was later the campaign, was it campaign DG for Peter Obi? Akin Oshuntokun was worked with Obasanjo, is a close ally of
Mhm.
Obasanjo. He was brought in by Obasanjo into to lead the presidential campaign team of Obidati. And the Kwankwaso Obi ticket also has Obasanjo's handwriting on it because he has clamored for that, and he tried to get it in 2023 election, wasn't possible, and he has gotten it. So Obasanjo is one of those behind the Obidati ticket. Not only Obasanjo, there are also some power brokers who are behind the ticket who are back. But Obasanjo has always been vocal about his support. But the thing about Obasanjo is he might be behind Obidati today. He doesn't even takes his place out in history as someone that has led Nigeria for 11 years. So being behind Obidati, he also has his influence in the villa, speaking to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Though when he was president, both of them were not on the same page. But that is not a
Mhm.
unique. I'm surprised people are saying that he's about Obasanjo is one of those behind the Obidati. I said Obi Kwankwaso,
Obi you
Obi
mean?
Kwankwaso ticket. So it was one of those that moved them to.
Yeah, but some people are saying that he's doing it as a cover up to actually support the sitting president.
No, there's no cover up there. There's no cover up there. See, the opposition will have been united if not for selfish reasons, and nobody will be saying cover up. What people are pushing is the fact that a group of people are not even happy that Obi is on the ballot and he has Kwankwaso, because Obi is on the ballot with a strong northern politician who can at least probably add over 1 million votes to whatever he's getting,
Mhm.
which is a plus. With due regards and no apology to Baba Ahmed Dati. Baba Ahmed Dati was still one of the fact that Peter Obi lost the 2023 election because he had no political footing in the north. Baba Ahmed Dati could not even win his own ward. You get what I'm saying? He could not make inroad for Peter Obi in the Zaria region of Kaduna. We know Obi was going to take Kaduna, part of Kaduna South, which he did, not due to Dati. So he had a weak vice presidential candidate who had no real electoral value during the last election. So why the shout is there now and why the people likes of Atiku camp are also shouting is the fact that you look at the last ticket, Obi Dati, they never expected Peter Obi to pull that over 6 million vote that was later given to him. Though some school of thought argued that those votes were more than that. But what the court and what was presented by INEC is 6 point something million votes, which even the almighty Atiku that has been politicking since the days of MK Abiola could not even pull a gap over him that much. And don't forget, Atiku had sitting state governors. Atiku had a state governor then as his running mate. That's Ifeanyi Oto Okowa, who hails from Delta State and who should be a powerful contender. Atiku had a lot of, minus the G5 who scattered the PDP. Atiku had governors, had all of them working for him. Yet, he could not lead Obi, who had nothing and who moved into a political party 7 months before election. Now, the cry and their irony is the APC are not seeing Atiku as the main opposition. That's why you can see people in his camp saying, oh, well, the Obi ticket is to favor Tinubu. Obi ticket is not to favor anybody. Obi ticket is to scatter the normal political arrangement that would know. And I think for the third election, for the second election running, we are not having two political forces, we are having three, which shows an improvement in the way elections is being run. Before, the third political force will have about 200,000 votes, or highest if they pull above their weight, 500,000. But we saw a real force coming from Obi, and Obi has refused to go away like Atiku since he lost that election. Since Bola Ahmed Tinubu was declared winner, he has been on the neck and he has tried his best to play opposition. That's why you see when he speaks, the whole presidency, the minister, everybody, they are replying to him because he has been a thorn in their flesh, and that is opposition. I don't care what people say. That's what we want as opposition. So when they say it is for Bola Ahmed Tinubu election and we have the Obi Kwankwaso ticket, I also say it's for Bola Ahmed's election that we're having the Atiku Amechi ticket. Because if Atiku had agreed to step down for Obi, or if Obi had agreed to step down for Atiku, we'll be having a single ticket from the opposition, that is the ADC. But we know how this works. Everybody knew the ADC was a vehicle for Atiku. even before. That's why Amechi cried. That's why I had to lie. From the man that contested with them, also the economist cried also. So you know all these things, and then you are saying that Obi Kwankwaso is to enable Bola Ahmed Tinubu re-election. No, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election now inks fairly. What we are having now is we are having more of a geopolitical zones election, because no matter how you phrase it, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is buying any disruption from Sheyi Makinde in the south. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to lead in the southwest region. In the southeast region, it is definitely Peter Obi that is going to take the lead there. The south is going to be shared between Obi, what's his name? Obi Tinubu and a bit of Atiku, because the state Atiku do win then has been taken over by the APC, and I don't think he has the foot soldiers there. They said he has picked Rotimi Amechi as his running mate, and I laughed. Rotimi Amechi that cannot win election in Rivers State again. Rotimi Amechi that Wiki has taken down. So, well, but maybe he can prove us wrong the way Obi came and disrupted the status quo and show us that he has the South under his control. Then you go to the North Central. The North Central is up for taking for the three of them. But there are places that you see that Obi will do well, Tinubu will do well, and Atiku will do well. Now, the core of it, where the election will be what? Will be the Northeast and the Northwest. Who has the stronger footing in the Northeast, who has the stronger footing in the Northwest. The last election also, Tinubu challenged Atiku in his own geopolitical zones. And you look at the difference in the results, it wasn't that much. So it is going to be a very calculative one. That's why even with the power of incumbency and having all the state governor, you see that the APC are going all out, because even judging by their performance, if this is a country of senior people, they won't even be contesting, because a lot of things has gone wrong in the country. But Nigerians are with short memories, and we always forgive on time. But we don't. We don't forgive. We always forget when it's placed to us, because, as I always said, we are not looking for a change. We are just looking for a personal selfish fix. When you are okay, you feel the change has happened, but change takes years, because spoiling it took years. But change takes years, but we don't wait for that. We look for a small fix so that yourself and your family can be okay, or you eat from the table and then you feel like everything is okay. So that is just the irony. Obi Kwankwaso ticket is not disrupting, it's not for Tinubu's victory, but it's rather to give us a run for our money when it comes to the election, especially if it is free and fair, and to ensure that Nigerians have option. And if they can maintain this tempo of having at least 3 strong political parties in elections going forward, maybe a fourth will join. Maybe I've expected Showere's party to rise above the students' union organization. No. Maybe I've expected them to rise above the student union organization that they are doing, but they've remained in that student union operation body. So maybe he was meant to be the third force, because when he first came, Nigerians were like, okay, sure, but building a political party is not easy. Though we blame some people, the party, but he is there. His party is still a student union body. So that is just one of the things I was expecting. I expected so much actually from him and his political party, AAC. And there was a time I even voted for them. I think was it in 2020 or 2015 elections? Yeah, I think 2015 elections. I did vote for them. But what came out of it? Nothing. A party that cannot attain 100,000 votes in how many elections cycle? That's not a political party. That's even with a student union body that comes out like that, they will have gotten more. So that is just the irony. But nobody, I can say that the Obi Kwankwaso ticket is a ticket that Nigerians should be proud of, that has joined the race, and we are not limited to 2 options. We are not limited to option A and B. We are limited to ABC now, and I hope we can have D, which will work. But I think it can set the tempo for us to be having geopolitical zones political party, because and I'm telling you that in the legislative election, that is the House of Assembly and Senate election, the NDC might do better even in the north than in the south, because of a certain Kwankwaso who seems to taking over the discussion in Kano. So if the Obi Kwankwaso ticket is to enable Tinubu's re-election, the people from Tinubu's team, that's the presidency, will not be attacking Peter Obi, like Bayonanuga, what is it called? Daniel Bawala will not be attacking Peter Obi like this. They will be happy that he's on board. But they attack Peter Obi and they attack Atiku Abubakar. So I think they know who their serious opposition is.
Okay. Speaking of, I'm still on this before we even move on. Obi is saying that it's time for the president to go home and rest. Like, you have done enough. Like, what were the things he said? Oh, retire in peace and allow those with fresh energy and commitment to take the affairs of the country. He said the Bola Ahmed Tinubu that used to be governor, that was once governor of Lagos State, is not the same one that is president today. That he's tired and he should be allowed to retire in peace. And I was thinking, oh, is it that, are they forcing Bola Tinubu? Because I know that sometimes that happens. The powers that be are like, oh no, you can't go. Da, da, da. Is it a case of he's being, what's it called, forced to go for a rerun? Is it possible that he wants to go away? Because right now, with the state of the economy, with the state of the country, I'm not seeing that things are getting better as such, or even at all. Before you joined, they were talking about how, you know, the poor are getting poorer. Even the rich, the rich are not getting, okay, well, maybe some rich, a tiny percentage are getting richer, but then we're all now collectively complaining about the same thing, about the economy, prices of goods and services, prices of the fuel, of gas. Is it maybe time for him? Is it a case, is Obi correct in his submission that, look, let others with who are younger and have more energy? Because even the people that are younger and have more energy, are they ready to go? That's number one. Do we have any competent young people, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds? Because all of them that are all contesting all these political bars that be, they were all doing this when they were, what, 30, 40. Is it a case of there's nobody? Are they afraid to hand over power? I know I'm asking different questions, but I'm just going to let you deliberate on it.
See, the power struggle and the hierarchy in attaining power has been fixed and has been conditioned that you, as a young person, for you to break in is quite hard. If your father or your grandfather has not been part of this institution and you are starting from the scratch, I bet it's with you before you can break in, maybe you will be in your 60s.
Rah.
The power group is a group that nobody is admitted into, but some get in by mistake. And if you get in by mistake, it is going to be quite hard for you to maintain it and to be part of it. Let me give you an example. Those that rode on the influence of Peter Obi in the 2023 election to secure House of Rep and Senate tickets, you see some
Yeah.
of them trying to stay relevant, the campaign from the Labour Party moving, and most of them losing their tickets.
Yeah.
Because they are not part of the power brokers. There's a certain senator that has been there in Abuja that is daring to come back because he has aligned himself with the power brokers. And there's certainty that the senator might come in and displace Ireti Kingigbe, who is currently the minister, senator representing FCT.
Yeah.
Sorry, me, I speak reality. I don't put sentiment into what I do. That is the way it's been conditioned. So that is to answer your first question, that are there no young people? Now ask yourself, the few young people who has been there, when they speak, are you not even ashamed of them?
Ouch.
No, check. You have the young people who they've given a position, who they've given a seat, not at the upper table, but at the lower table. But even when they speak like a slave trying to please Pharaoh in Egypt. So you look at it and then you go back to the statements made by Peter Obi that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should just resign and go. One thing I would fault Peter Obi for and tell him that, Mr. Peter Obi, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as long as the Nigerian citizen and his breathing is alive, he has every right to occupy that position. And the position is not an elective position. It's not an appointed position.
I wanted to say her.
No, it's not an appointed position. I beg your pardon. It's an elective position that Nigerians choose who to be there. And if it is the will, as even as stated by the Supreme Court of Nigeria, that it is Bola Ahmed Tinubu that Nigerians voted for, then he has a minimum of 4 years to spend. But if you are telling him not to go for re-election, I think you also need to convince Nigerians that they need to retire Bola Ahmed Tinubu based on how he has performed and how the lives of Nigerians has not been better. You need to convince Nigeria. Because if you wake up today for me and you say you want to run, I cannot tell you to retire and not to run. It is your fundamental human right and your constitutional right to contest, to vote and be voted for, as long as you meet the qualifications. But where I will tell him that he is right is the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did it for Goodluck Jonathan also, calling for the retirement and the
Yeah,
resignation
it
of
did.
Jonathan, saying Jonathan has been a
Oh,
failure.
it was bloody. I'm not even gonna lie.
The food they served to Goodluck Jonathan and Jonathan ate, they are now afraid of it even being cooked for them.
Yeah.
They cooked dish, spice it, and serve Jonathan,
Yeah.
serving him every day. But they are now afraid of you cooking that food for them, talk less of serving it to them. So should Bola Ahmed Tinubu retire, as Peter Obi has said, it is not about the retirement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is the problem in Nigeria. Nigeria has a strong institutional and systematic problem that even if the righteous should get there today, it is going to be a bit hard for them to work and do things. We shout and we feel like people shout on the outside and they feel like leadership is easy. Ask people who have been given leadership of organization.
Yeah.
An example came to my head, but I don't want to use it. People come and they tell you that, oh, I'm going to build a river where there is no bridge. I'm going to take you
I'm
from
going to
your
make a way in the wilderness.
I'm going to take you from your what was it called? From your wilderness to Goshen. I'm going to take you
Yeah.
from low revenue to high revenue.
Yeah.
They come, they do that. By the end of the day, what do you see? You see lower revenue when they come.
Yeah.
You see that the deserts are spread to even places that had rivers before. See, people think leadership is easy, but if you tasted a bit of leadership, the small leadership I've tasted working with people, it can drive you crazy.
Yeah.
They can drive you crazy. Now, talk less of leading a nation as complex as Nigeria. That corruption has eaten deeply into our system. Corruption has eaten deeply into us. The fact that some people still speak, the fact that some people still shout is because they've not gotten their numbers. See, every human being, no matter how righteous they claim they are, they have a number. You just need to hit the right figure.
Yeah.
Maybe the people that don't have a number are less than 0.5%.
Yeah.
But 99.5% of Nigerians, they have a number. They are shouting because the number has not been hit. And even some that you think are expensive with the numbers, they are not even expensive. They are more like Esau that can sell their voice and birthright for a plate of porridge ASAP. So it is the reality we live in. We shout. When we had activists, then I was shouting. Our activists are cash TVs. Some people will laugh.
No. Go ahead.
Good morning, Evangelist Dixon.
Yes, Madam Mema, good morning, Madam Emmanuel, good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you very much. God bless. I've been listening to you. Yes, I've been listening and I'm very happy. People don't know what it takes to be a leader. Let me thank God because God with me all this morning. I thank God and I'm the light. And I say, Assalamu alaikum to everybody. Emmanuel, as you rightly say, I don't need to repeat what you have just said. Nigerians, we are so. It's what people that are there, and I remember there were people that were also complaining before. I did done it better. And this is that trying to, I don't know why we are like this. I think anybody can need and perform magic. If you have been in leadership before, you know that it's not that Emmanuel is saying. Some people in my place of work, we are work. That's it. You know what they say? They say, if you are to vote, they cannot vote. And I ask them why. Nobody say, they say, I will not chop, and I don't allow them to chop. And I became afraid they can even poison when they come to that because it prevents them from eating what they think that it's all right. Corruption from head to toe. Except you turn away and learn to do the right thing. Nigeria will not get better. Leadership is not easy. That's why we need to pray for peace of business and pray for our leaders. And the only area I'm not happy with the position, they are so selfish, they don't want to come together. And that's how they are going to defeat Tinubu, I know. Come to politics, a professor. I don't know what contribute to they cannot repeat itself now. You know that they of faith in place them. Remember, even Buhari fought against Tinubu then. Until we want to let you say, and he doesn't talk much. He will do it underground. Look at everything now. Look at almost all the things now. What is everything? Look, I know I cannot say you cannot say you have not done anything. Look at this. Some people according to tribe, according to religion, some people vote based on merit. Some people to them, some say infrastructure. Because look at insecurity now, I can say we are at least some of them are being convinced so easy. Now look at how many that are being convinced. Then you cannot stop them. There's no place in election be 100%. It's always one thing or the other. I've been let us, some of them are saying some of them don't even have voters card. I was there in the polling booth. Some of them, I didn't say, what am I going to get? In that day, some PDP was sharing with APP. I'm telling you, people don't want to vote based on merit. They say, I want to vote get on what I will get. We are after what we get and what we give. I don't see how we are going to move forward like that. Nigeria is still really corrupt, and we need to change. If we don't change, we are not going to have it. Nigeria is not going to go to every institution. Who among God that is not corrupt? In our little place, God is watching us. Nigeria was not like this. Emmanuel, we that our dance, know that Nigeria was not like this. Look at nowadays the youth, as you rightly say, it's billion. Your father that worked in government, they finish when they come out, then they will do that and do some other. But look at the people now, billion. It wasn't like that before. Nigeria, brother, let's issue always fear God. If you do again, you cannot get away from God. If you do the right thing and pray, God is happy. If you continue wrongly and do God will not have. Nigeria will be great again. God bless you, God bless you. Thank you, man. Go.
Thank you so much for calling, Evangelist Dixon. Iman, over to you. Hi, Emmanuel. You're muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
So I said to Nigerians, should Bola Ahmed Tinubu resign or seek re-election, as Peter Obi has advised him, saying that the Ahmed Tinubu that led Lagos 1999-2007 is no longer the Bola Ahmed. Yes, law of depreciation, old age setting, we all get old. The same way, the same Peter Obi that led Anambra 2003 now to 11, I can't remember the year, because he was okay, 2003 or 2004, he was booted out, came in through court, and it's not the same Peter Obi now, because I think he has added years and is getting old also. But for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to resign and not seek re-election, or to stop and go and rest, as would be advised, Nigerians will have to look at, as I always ask you, was my life better before Tinubu came into power? Now is my life now? With that option. Was my children, do they add many options before he became the president? And now that he has led us, what are the options of my children? My business, how was it before he came into being? How is it now? You ask yourself the fundamental questions of how the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's regime has affected you, affected your family, affected the people around you. And then you come to a conclusion whether he's to be retired and he's tired and needs to be retired, or you are going to go all out and vote for him. We all have a single decision to make. As long as you are 18 and you have your voter's card, just a single decision.
Yeah.
And that decision is whether Peter Obi is right that Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot lead here. He doesn't have ideas again on how to lead. He's not turning the country around. He should retire. You can retire him. And if you are of the opinion that he should not retire, he still has a lot to offer us as a nation, then you can vote for him. The ultimate decision to this lies in the hands of individuals. And when those individuals makes the decision, it becomes a collective, and that's what you see as election results. So if Tinubu is saying he wants to run, this is fundamental human right, let him run. Let him run. If he's not tired, he's not going to fall when he's running, let him run. But Nigerians will have to decide. But if Nigerians fail not to decide, then those who ought not to decide for us will keep deciding for us. That is just the irony. But the question I will ask our listeners this morning is Nigeria better than it was in 2023 before Tinubu took over?
Some people might argue with you, Emmanuel, that it's the power, like that Nigeria being worse off, and I said that carefully. I mean, carefully, care. The Nigeria being worse off to 3, 4 years ago is not entirely under his control. So, for instance, now this year, I'm just being devil's advocate, right? They'll tell you the price of fuel went up because of the war between Iran and America, yada yada yada. They would cite different examples if you count from when the president was sworn in and took off subsidy up until this point. Interestingly, I was looking for something on my phone, so I went into my conversation with my husband, and I saw that I used to buy eggs at 2,000 naira in 2023. I could not believe it because
2000. That's
yeah,
the early part of 2023.
yes. And it felt like a century away, of which most times I say, oh, I remember when we used to buy 2 crates of egg for 3K, because we used to run through eggs a lot because of my daughter back then when it was even still 1.5. But I still remember when we used to buy a crate of egg at 300 naira, was it 700 naira? And we buy 2 crates for 1.5. But it sounds so far-fetched. It's not so far away. We're talking, what, 3-5 years ago? It is not in the good old days or whatever.
If they argue that it is not under the action of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I'll tell you what killed them. See, we remove subsidy, we should have more. We are borrowing more.
Yeah.
Nigerians don't know. Do they know that for the 2026 budget, that appropriated budget, that we are still in July, and we're looking at appropriated budget, the total amount to be borrowed is, I think, about 21 point something trillion naira. A nation in debt. Now we remove subsidy. We remove subsidy, and then we devalue the naira. Now, imagine you've borrowed $2 million and you have to pay back at the rate of 400 naira, and your income is generated in naira. Now, the currency was devalued and the dollar jumped to 1,400. Do you know how much you are going to be paying back in naira? $2 million that you need to just multiply by 400 and pay back. Now you have to multiply that $2 million by 1,400 to pay back your debt. We never thought about the fiscal aspects of the economy. We never thought about it before taking some decisions. Those are decisions that ought to have been taken, but that's why you see that even the government's debt ratio went up, because you now have to calculate with the new benchmark. Should we talk about the removal of fuel subsidy? How much are you buying fuel now? Now they said this and this happened. What happened to the money we made as a nation? Because the higher the Brent price of crude oil, national price of crude oil per barrel, the more revenue that comes in for the government. During the Iran and US wahala, we saw the price going over 100. I think the price has even gone back to over 100.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to those extra money? Because I think we benched our budget with, I think, 76 or 60 something. I can't remember, but it's in that range. What happened to the remaining money that came in and went, and there should be an excess revenue for the government? What happened to those money? They said, oh, we achieved our obligation revenue-wise. Is it National Revenue Service now? I wanted to say FIRS. National Revenue Service now. I think they said we achieved our revenue. We did this before Tunde Edun. Is it Wale Edun now? The former minister that was shifted out came and said, no, we didn't meet our target. Though.
Yeah.
They said we met our revenue target. If you meet your revenue target, which is to ensure that your budget is serviced, what happened? Should we talk about the budget? Capital projects that are not within the budget being implemented across the country. Is it not the same budget that we have over 1 trillion, about 1 trillion naira for what is it called? SUVs and economic empowerment? Is it not under this same administration? Because I don't even want to speak about it. That we have 1 billion naira for churches in Abia State, Bendel local government, under the purview of DSP. And they came back, they said, no, if you remove tax and all, you are going to be left with about 780 something million. And they want to empower churches with 5 million.
Yeah.
Is it not? Is it not? Yeah. So if I just speak about it in broader terms, I know why I don't want to break it down, because it's going to take us time. And I don't want to have an opinion on things like this.
Mm.
I'm just giving you an overview of what you need to see. The CBN might argue that our external revenue has gone up. Yes, external revenue, our external reserve, I beg your pardon, going up means that macroeconomic indices improved. But if macro improve and micro does not improve, it does not affect the lives of ordinary Nigerians. And macro that has improved is still fragile, because if anything happens now with the way we are borrowing, if our debt ratio goes up, goes higher, we are going to be having a lot of issues. How much are we using to service debt? We are going to have a lot of issues. The macro will crash, and then there's going to be high inflation. The inflation we are still experiencing now. So when people wake up and they tell me, Shebi, they are now selling fuel for 1,000 naira, I ask them, how much did I buy fuel? May 27, 2003.
It's to 187, I think.
How much did you buy fuel 8 a.m., 9 a.m. on May 29, 2003?
Yeah, who would have thought?
So you ask these questions. What exactly are Nigerians benefiting? You are on a band, and the band is not even banding to give you light. And then you are paying high. Subsidy has been removed. Subsidy is just a way of cushioning the effect of pain on the citizens. But now Nigerians are not even receiving subsidy, and they are in pains because the pain is being inflicted on them daily. They shouted more money to state government, hold state governors accountable, more money to local governments. Say the state governors that the only thing they know how to do in Nigeria is building flyovers up and down. People that cannot afford their car, are they the one that are using flyovers?
Yeah. Oh, did you hear about this flyover in Oshogo that has
No,
came?
just leave the Oshogo alone. They are in the political season. Let them be dancing their Atiliogu dance or their Azonto dance. They are in their own political season. More money to state governors, but is it trickling down to the citizens? Very, very crazy times that we are in. State governors, local government, has insecurity improved? Ask the question, has insecurity improved? Insecurity is getting worse in Nigeria now. Yeah. Someone woke up and said it happens only in pockets. So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. So that's why I said Nigerians need to ask. Some people will tell you that security has improved in their area. Some will tell you no. So you make your own decision based on that. But Peter Obi is an opposition leader, and he has every right to tell him, because Tinubu as an opposition leader served Jonathan the rice and stew, and Jonathan ate it. So now that it's being cooked, you also should eat the amala, and they will do very well.
Yeah, you don't want to eat it. All right, this is the Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. And the time right about now is 20. We are way past time, 20 minutes past 8. And this is Daily News Review. You've been hearing the voice of our analyst, Emmanuel Olonade. Nima, do we have some messages?
Tony, I have always told you it is Olonade, not Olanade. Anyway.
Fumi is pardoned, sir. Anyhow she wants to pronounce it.
Why are you looking at me like
that? Emmanuel go way back. However I call his name, he's all right with it. Olonade.
You try anyway.
Go ahead.
Good morning, WFM crew. Mike from Arepo. President Tinubu may have tried his best, but the real question is his best good enough? With the level of hardship, hunger, insecurity, and killings in the country, how are some people still willing to vote for him in 2027? I watched a video of an APC chieftain throwing loaves of bread to people in Ekiti, and another of Portable throwing food into a crowd while people struggled to grab it. It reminded me of when I used to rear chickens. I'll throw feed to them and watch them rush to eat. It's heartbreaking that many Nigerians are now in situations where they scramble for basic food just to survive. Nigerians are being fed and killed like chicken. I pray we never have to continue like this after 2027. Nigeria must be okay. Nigeria will be okay. Thank God it's a brand new week. Fumi, be honest with your record. So you are too jealous. Jealousy. Neymar Emmanuel, see exactly. I will who we are even in the ivory tower, where you expect integrity and excellence. All you have is corruption. Obi is just an entity parading himself as a beautiful bride of the political parties, though acting opposition. Leadership in a complex society washed with hopeless corruption. Nigerians will only change when we change, when we are seen to be righteous. For me, it is easy criticizing than facing reality.
Very
What
true.
you read in theory is not what you get on the field of application. Let us stop hypocrisy. From Evangelist Shegun Oyedeji. Those are the messages we have for this
All right.
morning.
We have run out of time this morning. Emmanuel, Friday, Saturday was environmental sanitation. I don't even know which one to take out of these two. Friday, Saturday was
Wanted
environmental.
to take with him.
What did you say?
I said that was the one I wanted to take.
Yeah, I
Because
want to quickly rush through. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's so amusing. So the Lagos State Police Command arrested residents during the sanitation. Then the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources said, okay, no, the police said it was as a result of a communication lapse. The commissioner came out to say, "Oh, you are not meant to arrest people. It's just an exercise to keep the state clean and yada 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 all that." So like I was thinking, what do you mean communication lapse between the police and the ministry? Don't they know what they are meant to do? Don't they have a rule book, a guidebook, or something? It boggles the mind. Quickly, what say you, Emmanuel, on this?
It's so disheartening that Nigerian police are arresting citizens for moving about when we are not in the season of war. Environmental sanitation is meant to keep your environment clean. Lagos is a mega city. Lagos is a mega city.
I'll
You
put on
can't keep
this.
a mega city under lock and key.
Yeah.
Money is being lost. I've made this argument on this platform before when the
Yes.
environment, I said you can't. And the Ministry of Environment, Okunbo Wahab and his group, so that no, let people just clean. And after cleaning, let them move up with their life. If you wake up 5 to 7 and you clean your environment and 7 you are out. But I think, my own worry and own challenge with the police forces, I think we still live in I said, though we are not being colonized again, but we still run a colonial police system that ought to change, whereby they have the mentality that when there's environmental, you see people, you arrest them. I think arrest should be Nigerian police arrest force. That should go. Because it's so disheartening that in a mega city that ought to be lively, people are running, money is moving up and down. We are trying to shut it down for 2-3 hours, which is a whole lot, which some states in the developed world cannot even take. Which some states who, despite the natural disaster that they face, will be looking at quickly moving out of it and moving up. I think it is when you say miscommunication, it's not miscommunication. If you don't get the memo of what you need to do, assuming your boss now, Fumi, says, Fumi, you are to go to Abeokuta, and you wake up and he said, instead of going to Abeokuta, you are headed to Benin, and you are telling your boss it's miscommunication. How did you find yourself in Benin?
Yeah.
And you see, it's just our lack of shame, for our institution. And you still come out to say miscommunication. When they were saying there's going to be monthly environmental sanitation is going to be brought back in Lagos, where the representative of security agencies not at the meeting for them to get briefs on what needs to be done. They were at the meeting, were they not? If they were not at the meeting. So where is the miscommunication coming from? You don't want the commissioner to come and tell them that, oh, my people in the security sector, we are having environmental, don't arrest. Maybe we need to be spilling it out now because I think maybe we are using some complex language. And I look at the excuses that have been given most times. I just laugh. So I don't even think this is a discussion. I think Tokunbo is a very intelligent man. Don't quite maybe just take them up and deal with them. We should not be bringing this kind of mess to the public.
Yeah. All right. On that note, Emmanuel, the federal government has budgeted nearly, and I know we're out of time, 1 trillion naira for empowerment SUVs amid rising borrowing pressure. In 1 minute, what say you?
Very simple. All I want to say is that they don't really care about you people.
You bet. Okay. On that note, Emmanuel, why these Nigerians together? They say you people, like you mean us.
Aren't you Nigerian?
Me, I've made peace. I've made peace that though I be in Egypt, I'm not of the Egyptians. I'm going to enjoy the goodies of the land. I've made peace.
It is well, Lord. One day Nigeria will be
but
great.
they care about you people, they don't. 1 trillion empowerment. Who are they empowering? Empowerment that you not see. Empowerment that they didn't list the states. Empowerment that the budget that is more than the budget of Ministry of Women Affairs combined, Ministry of Petroleum, Ministry of Urban Planning, Ministry of Housing, Ministry of Livestock. Which other ministry do we have there that is budget? Ministry of Justice. The empowerment and SUV money is more than their own annual budget. And you think people are serious as a nation? I beg.
Okay, on that note, it's been a great day this morning. They say how you will know the week is how the kind of week you're going to have. It starts from Monday, and based off of this kind of Monday we've had, this blast we've had,
Just speaking the truth.
No, speaking the truth, and I think that's something that we need to do more. Speak truth to power. I know that it can be dicey because you can't speak the truth now, you will lose your job or you lose your company. Sharara be doing it so that you will not say that it is for me or Emmanuel that says she do something. My hands are clean. No, do it with wisdom. Wisdom. Okay. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for coming. Up next is the news at 9 o'clock, and 9:05 is her lens. Don't go anywhere.
Music. Trouble day.